asked everybody to send a one-liner. Why are you part of ACE? And I want to read just a couple of them. I belong to ACE because the members are role models who stimulate my professional imagination and demonstrate creativity in action, while the programs are practical and as well as broadening. I belong to ACE for the relationships with other members, professional and personal, that expand my knowledge and who are interesting, talented people who enrich my life. These are the reasons that people are in this organization. So if any of you who are visitors are stimulated at all and want to talk, there, on the back here are all the websites. I'm happy to have any of you contact me. I'll have lunch or coffee or whatever, because we're looking to have this organization, which has lost a number of members who have moved away or taken full-time jobs during the downturn in the economy. We'd love to have more members join ACE so that we have a big group like this every time. So if you're interested, please contact me or Jay or anybody that you see on the back here. We're all prepared to welcome you. And with that, are you the introducer? Susan's going to introduce this morning's speaker.
Because Jeff Lambden has the flu. Jeff. Thanks for coming this morning. I just want to briefly fast forward. In March, our speaker is going to be Chuck Lawton, who is a very prominent Maine economist. So come to that meeting. February, as somebody mentioned, maybe that next month, I'll be doing the roundtable, and it's going to be about mentoring. How do you find a mentor? How do you be a mentor as consultants? So please come, it will be great. Adam Burke, who is our guest this morning, hello Adam, I told him I wouldn't make him talk today, is our February speaker. Adam is the co-founder of TEDx Dirigo. Everyone familiar with TED Talks? I went in October, just blew me away. And also the co-founder of the Treehouse Institute. Details are on our website, so I won't run you through the whole thing now. It's going to be great to listen to you, Adam.
Thanks for having me.
Okay. Now, what do Jon Stewart, Ray Romano, and Chris Rock, and all of us have in common? We need to tell really good stories, one thing. Second thing is, we all have the privilege of learning something about that from Tim Ferrell. So Tim.
You're all very funny, by the way. You're all in show business. You have businesses and you have to put on little shows occasionally. So imagine that you were with me 4 days ago in Dallas, Texas, at a meeting for Dr. Pepper, this big sales meeting. 3,000 people in a very large ballroom, very high-tech, lots of production value. And the CEO of the company, first speaker, gets up and very deliberately says, the best thing to drink to quench your thirst is a glass of water. And the audience is sales reps. And you can feel the room lean in. He's got them. He owns them. And it was sort of irrelevant what he said after that, because it was such a shock to hear him open with this statement. And basically what followed was, here's my forecast, here's our strategy, and he wrapped it up by taking a sip of water and saying thank you. And he got a standing ovation. Not because he was the boss, it was because he really grabbed their attention and held it. Next speaker up. God bless him. Moves up, there are 40 screens around the room, and PowerPoint pops up on all of them. And this gentleman says, "Morning. I have 27 points I need to cover in the next 90 minutes. I heard you say, ugh. These sales reps are A-types. The was, ah! And then not only that, as soon as what happened there? Can anyone just acknowledge what happened right there?
He set them up to already have an expectation that was net negative.
Exactly. I've got numbers.
A lot of time.
Yes.
And report.
And, I mean, there's a template for presenting, and one of them is, tell them what you're going to tell them, and then tell them what you told them. And in this case, it was, tell them how you're going to bore them, bore them, and then tell them how you bore them. But you're absolutely right, though. Those numbers are, why would you tell anyone how long they're going to have to be in their seat? Why? Why would you do that? Why would you put a time frame on it? Just let it be. But where's the thing? I have 20 odd points to make, and then you have it projected on the screen. You're just going to sit there and go, is he on 3 or 4? 15. Okay. What lunch is it? 19. Okay, we're almost there. Like I said, all of you are in show business, and so am I. And according to Ray Ruthier and Susan, I seem to know what I'm doing when it comes to that. I teach stand-up comedy, and I enjoy that a lot. Now, the people that come to these workshops, they run the gamut: the butcher, the baker, the candlestick maker, and it's a 7-week workshop, and at the end there's a show. But I also work with professional comics. And I'm not allowed to talk about that, much like many of the clients that I work with. This is a real struggle for me, by the way. I have clients who's like, I can't tell you the name of the gentleman I work with at Dr. Pepper, but I'll tell you, it was the guy that uses the water. They want to remain anonymous. They don't want you to know that they've been coached. But there's nothing wrong with that. And the same with the comics that I work with. And there's a reason why they want to protect themselves. But there is a connection between the way a stand-up comic works and the way a good presenter works. And that is, number one, they understand their audience. They understand why their audience is there. They understand what their audience needs. And number two, they're very economical. Stand-up comedy is really like extreme presenting. And again, one of the fundamentals of presenting is open, strong. So anytime when I got here, everyone wanted to talk about comedy. Comedy is very subjective, but the more I talk to, the more people I talk to here, the more I heard various names come up. So everyone's got a favorite comic. And those favorite comics that you have all have this thing in common, which is they understand I need to open strong, and then I need to put all my other content in the middle in some logical, concise way. And then I need to close strong. And for a good presenter, any of you here, these elevator speeches were wonderful, by the way. You do have a sense of humor. But this the same for all of you. And it's just a really simple template, which is open strong. And then keep your content concise. And then close strong. Now, I think we've had, Susan, you've had a number of people in here before me. You had F. Lee Bailey, you had Randy Judkins. They're all going to cover the same basic points, and I can reiterate some of them, which is, what does an audience retain? How much information does an audience really retain? And they do studies all the time on this, and they bat a lot of numbers around, but maybe 8-9% of what you're delivering. Is that a problem? No, that's human nature. But if this poor gentleman at Dr. Pepper who said, I've got 26